Just getting it ready here. Hey Ed, how you doing? We should be good to go. Sunstar, how are you doing, Brenda? Yeah, okay. Yeah, the sailboats are heading out this morning. Going to be heading out to the lake for the start of the race, the Mackinac race. Good morning, Mad Props. Yeah, I'm okay. You know, just getting older by the day. You know, as we get to be a certain age, you know, now that I'm 73, I think it is 72, 70, somewhere in there. Every day becomes a little bit more challenging. The joints don't work like they used to. What I find now is when I'm flying my drone and I'm trying to run this wheel over here on the controller on the backside, I get a little bit of a tremor here, you know. But it is what it is. Not a lot we can do about it. Yeah, the race begins in Lake Huron and goes all the way up to Mackinac Island. This is the 100th year of the race, and so they're funneling now out of the Black River, where they've been moored for the last 2 or 3 days and gathering. And they're in classes according to size and types of sailing vessels they are. So they have to group up in different classes, and then they have a boat there that has a like a shotgun cannon type of thing on it, and they start them in the classes, boom, and then they all scurry across the start line and head north, and then they wait a minute or two, and then the next class, boom, and they go off.
Sorry, traffic.
It's quite an operation.
Oh, no, sorry to drop. Go ahead. Good morning again. We're down the Black River. You can call and secure it at the top. Roger, I'll over received. Sorry to drop. Go.
I know Joe is over on Johnny's channel. Not Johnny, but Joe and Johnny are over on another show. My memory just doesn't work that well. Hey, Russell. Good morning. Mark White.
Morning, Paul.
Good morning, Mark. How are you doing today?
Not too bad, thank you. You?
Yeah, hanging in there.
Good.
Hanging in. My squirrels have been here just tearing up the peanuts. So every once in a while I have to get up and throw some more out. I'll be right back.
Uh-huh. We got today. (22 degrees and 70% humidity). Hi, Tim.
Morning, Mark.
Hi, Joe.
Paul's chair.
Well, we're 22 degrees, 70% humidity, and sort of overcast with sunny spells.
You don't want to know what we are.
Mhm.
I'm looking at it right now. It's kind of got me shocked. We're only 81, but 87% humidity. Feels like 90. So it's not
Yeah.
bad yet.
Yeah.
We're going to get hammered.
I thought I heard your voice there, Joe.
Yeah, I've been here. I've been working on something I had to finish. I've made a 3D print last night of a stand that I found on printables for the new Echo Show that I bought. So instead of buying a $30 stand, I made one.
Ah, that's good.
And it works pretty good. I had a problem because you need it it's got like a GoPro mount on it. So you need to have the screw to go through. And I get the screw through it and it wouldn't go through. I always had to drill a little hole, make it a little bit bigger. And then where the bolt goes in the backside, it wasn't big enough. So I just drilled that out and put it in and it works. So,
Hello, Tim Jackson.
as long as I made it work.
Mm-hmm.
Because that bolt will never be taken off again. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna rearrange where it's at because I have it sitting up where the other Echo was, but I'm gonna move it over here to the back of me so that when I'm here, I can turn it and be right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just need a little rearranging, just a little bit. And as soon as I get that dresser, as soon as Justin gets that dresser to me, it's going to the side where the packing place is at. And that way a lot of junk I have can go over there and my back's gonna clear up.
Mm.
Well,
I'll clear up the back.
we can't see your room right now anyway, but okay.
You don't wanna see it. I don't even wanna see it. That's why it's in back of me.
Mm.
Okay, Tim's going to bed. He's been up probably all night gaming. And so he's gonna chill out. You see all the sailboats are heading for the lake for the start of the race.
I'd be out there.
They're all coming out of the Black River right now.
Yeah,
Well,
I'd be
it's
right out in the middle of it.
It's about 11:30 at night for Tim, so it's not that late, really.
Yeah, it's quite a sight.
Win a brand new Canon EOS R3.
Mhm.
And that would be nice. At the EOS R3 Canon. Yeah, it's probably fixed. Well, my son just texted me, said he's coming to borrow my drill. Yeah, it's not bad. You get 12 entries for $5. So you know this is a scam.
Yeah.
You're just throwing that $5 away.
Here's a picture of what I pulled from that video I did.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I get a FPV drone up in there, you get through.
Mm. Is that from one you've done today or from one
That's
you
the one
did?
I did last night, just before sunset.
Right. Hi, Eddie.
A lot of people down there.
Starting at traffic center for Dosai. Dosai, starting traffic, go ahead. Yeah, we're gonna go to the Canadian waters, get out of the safety zone. How about the Dosai, you received, can you contact us by, landline number?
Look at all the people down there. Yeah, they call it boat night for a reason, because it's just tons and tons of people. That's the yacht club there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm panning here. I want to show you one of the bigger sailboat yachts. These are the big ones.
Yeah.
But you're going to come up to another huge one. Look at that sucker.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
So that's what's going on here today. There are thousands of people along here. I mean, look at the chairs and the temporary restaurant and all kinds of stuff going on. And that's on the Canadian side. That's across the river.
Now they race in the river or the race?
No, they
on the
go up
lake?
to the lake. And they're in different classes depending upon what they are. And they go up to the lake. There's a Remax balloon. Looks like somebody's in the damn thing.
Yeah.
They go up to the lake, different classes, and they gather in the classes, and they start them off one class at a time. They have a couple of big boats there, one on one side, one on the other, and that's the beginning of the race, the line. And they have a cannon on board, and so when the class starts, they boom, and off they go, and they're timed and everything, and then
Mhm.
another class gets together, and they start out the smaller ones to the bigger ones. The huge ones go last because they are much faster in the water. And so then they get up to Mackinac, they have a finish line up there, and they do the same thing.
So it's just a straight line race.
Yes.
It's not a circuit.
Well, no, here's the lake, okay? And so you start here, you got to go up and around, and Mackinac Island is over here. So, and they got the whole lake, and the lake probably is this wide. They can swing around or however they want to do it.
Mm.
Some of them follow the shoreline, and some of them swing out and around the bigger ones because they're looking for wind. They're not necessarily looking for anything else.
Right.
Mia, what do you want? I don't understand. I can't understand dog talk.
I understand dog talk. They just always saying they're bugging you.
Yeah.
Well, Mia started doing that more and more now. Whenever I take my attention away, even if it's not on her, but she's in the attention span, she gets a little pissed. You know, it's like I'm
Okay.
over here on the computer, she gets pissed,
Mm.
don't you? I fed her. I don't think she's eaten her breakfast yet. Go eat your breakfast. I mean, I'm gonna try and entice her to eat her breakfast.
I fed Precious, and the cat licks the jelly off the dog food, and the dog just stands there and watches her do it.
Yeah, this is the 100th year of this race. And they've got a larger than normal number of sailboats racing this year.
Hmm. So do most of the small boats arrive on trailers and then launch there?
No, because you gotta raise the mast and everything. We're not talking about small. We're talking about they have to have certain equipment on them there. So I would say the smallest boats are probably 27 foot.
Uh-huh. So most of them have actually sailed there.
Yes.
Hmm.
Usually they'll take off today. Some of them may finish tomorrow, late tomorrow, but most of them will finish on late on Sunday or Monday morning.
Wow, how far is it then?
It's about 700 miles.
Wow.
From Port Huron, Mackinac Island is 297.7 miles away by car.
So it's about 300 miles.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a long way. I mean, even the fastest ones will be taking 10 or 12 hours to get there.
Well, most of them all have some kind of a motors and whatever for docking and that kind of thing. But they used to sign waivers and stuff saying that they would not turn on their motors or the engines. But they do have onboard generators and they'll generate electric and
Hmm. Yeah.
right back. I gotta open the door so Mia can get her butt out.
Hmm.
I didn't even look at the chat. Who's here? I've been doing everything else. My son just came in. The son that moved, he's been here more than when he's moved.
Yeah, you want to get a sound bite on your phone to play to him that says, "You don't live here anymore."
Yeah. You don't live here anymore. Yeah, I have the ringtones for each kid with their name, with their names and everything. So, when they call, I didn't have to look at it. I knew who was calling.
Yeah.
And then I got this
Yeah.
girl that at the school, one of the teachers, whenever she calls me, it's last night I had a dream about you. And so I know who that is.
Yeah, my ringtone from my mum says, "It's your mama calling. If you don't pick up the phone, I'm going to turn into a horrible beast, and you don't want that to happen."
And when my sister out in Vegas calls, it says, danger, danger. Don't answer the phone. Go hide. It's your sister calling.
Yeah.
I was telling my other sister about that, and she's laughing, right? And
Hmm.
she said, well, what do you have for me? I said, actually, the same thing. I go over to my sisters, and she says, I don't know how you do it, but I make her cry laughing all the time.
You make your sister cry?
Cry laughing
Oh,
all the time.
I thought maybe you were beating your sister.
No.
Brian Shocker Center, federal side.
I made some of that Libby sausage sauce this morning and made biscuits, and I put some wash your sister sauce on it, and it tastes better. See.
I'm going to get you saying that right one of these days.
I'm saying it right.
Worcestershire.
Wash your sister.
No, just Worcestershire.
Wash your sister. Okay. Got it. Got it. Got it. Man, I got that one right. Yeah, I almost screwed it up this morning though. I reached in the refrigerator and I keep the Worcestershire sauce in the back, right?
Uh-huh.
Worcestershire sauce. Okay, I put that in the back. And that's because you don't have to refrigerate that. So I keep it in the cabinet. And I
Yeah.
reached in, I grabbed the bottle out of the refrigerator and I went to put it in and looked at it with soy sauce. Well, I'm glad I looked.
Yeah, don't put that on.
Yeah, that would not have tasted right.
No,
That would have made me mad.
that would have been a bit salty.
And just the flavor would have messed it up. Yeah, I used to watch them make them in the Marine Corps, and they'd have these big pots of the sausage gravy all being made. And right when it was getting ready to be served out, they'd walk over there and they'd get the Worcestershire sauce, and they take the big containers up and just pour it in and mix it again, just to give it that extra taste.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, boy, without it, it tastes different. With it, it reminds me of the Marine Corps. But I used to make it myself. I make it better.
Have you ever tried putting Worcestershire sauce on grilled cheese?
Not on grilled cheese, on hamburgers a lot.
It's nice on grilled cheese.
I might have to think about it one day. Yeah, he came over this morning to pick up the drill because he's going over to the girlfriend's house, and he had put her doorbell up, and it was a little crooked, so he's going to go straighten it out. No, actually, now I'm gonna tell you how it is. He's going to screw the slats in her bed that hold the mattress in place, because the last time he was over there, they knocked all the mattress slats loose. So he's going to screw them in. I said, well, you were moving the bed when you did that, right? He says, yeah, kind
of. Yeah.
So he's going to move the mattress and screw all the slats into the bed so the slats don't fall up. And then he's cutting her grass because she don't have a lawnmower. So he's grabbing my ex's lawnmower, running over there, cutting the grass, a little bit of yard, and then running it back. So he's gonna be running around with wifey today.
Well, that's good. You need to get a taste of what it's gonna be like in married life.
I
The-
actually
the-
don't even
the
think,
The sooner he comes to grips with his life is never gonna be the same, the better off he'll be.
So just to
Yep.
bring it back to the normal level, he's going round to trim a bush and then screw her.
kinda. Let me get my disclaimer back up. Yeah, buddy.
So is he bringing you any of your stuff today or tomorrow or no?
Well, he brought me everything yesterday. He's not doing nothing today. I probably won't see stuff till Wednesday next week.
Oh, okay.
Because he works Monday, Tuesday. So I'm thinking it's gonna be Wednesday, Thursday. Let's see. And he works the weekend. So it's probably Wednesday or Thursday. He'll probably bring me my rest of my stuff. Because then he's got a problem. He's got to get it done because he's got to get out the thing. He's got actually another week. He's got till next Tuesday.
Yeah.
A week Tuesday. So I just want, like I told myself, I just want you to get the dresser over here. Because it's really got me mad. This dresser was my dresser when I was an infant. That's how old his dresser is, 70 years old.
Wow.
And I've got one in the back still. And my mom used to take. It's got 3 drawers on the top, and it's only like 4 foot high. It's a little small dresser. It's three drawers on the top, and then the bottom has 2 drawers on each side. And I couldn't even give you the dimensions, but it's not that big. But it was a good kid's dresser for infant stuff. So we had 2 of them. When we moved to California, they always stayed with me. They always came with me. When we went to California, we were doing the boys' room, and we needed a dresser, so I took one of them. And what my mother used to do is they were into the stage way back where everything was antique. Everything had to be antiqued, and the way they antiqued it was an antiquing kit. All it was paint, and you paint it and you streak it and all of this. So they painted, and then 6 months later they wanted to change the color, so they painted again. Then they painted again. Then they painted again. They kept doing it. So when I got it, it was antique, like a brownish gray. And the boys' room was going to be wood. So I got a sander out because I used to refinish wood years ago, and I started sanding. And I got this sucker down to plain wood. It took me a whole day to get this thing down to plain wood. There was about 14 layers of paint on it.
Huh.
And then I stained it to match their stuff. And I mean, it looked like it belonged in a room. So my kids used it. They each had a drawer on top, then they had a middle drawer for just everybody's stuff, and then they each had 2 drawers. So they were perfectly happy with it. Somehow, when I moved out the house during the divorce, they drew a lighthouse on the side with a marker. They'd chipped the top up. They got a knife and saw if they could cut through the wood on the top. So they tried to destroy it, but they didn't destroy it.
Didn't
So
work.
now when I get it here, I'm gonna have to go get some wood filler and get the wood filler and kind of fill it all in. All the spots that they chewed up right on the top, and get that level again. And once I get that level again, I'm gonna decide how I'm gonna paint it. I may just paint it black. Just put a good enamel black paint on it.
Mhm.
And that way it can stay in the office. Whenever I do a little office, I'll have that in my office too. Because the one in the back is black. That way, that black marker lot that they that marker that they put, permanent marker that they drew a lighthouse on the side,
Yeah.
I could cover it, you know? But I'm not sanding it anymore. I
Your-
could sand it and,
Your sanding days are over.
no, it wouldn't be hard to do, you know, it's just a couple, that one spot in the top where they sliced it. That has got to be wood filled and puttied up, level, you know, evened off. It's going to be sanded a little bit to even it off. But then, like I said, instead of trying to get that to match the stain, because you'll see it wouldn't look as good. It'd be
Yeah.
better just to go ahead and just paint over it.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, I got some enamel paint over there, black. I got some black spray paint. That's matte black. I'm telling you, that may wind up out on my deck out there, spray painting it black.
Hmm.
Because it'd be just as easy.
Hey, there's a YouTube thing on YouTube about Elvis Presley's plane, his personal plane, you know, which was really nice, being
Right.
made into a motorhome. That's something to see.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's Jimmy's World.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have to go look at that later.
They got the whole thing now where they show it from where they started and where they finished.
Yeah, he's been doing that for over a year now, I think.
Yeah.
Mm. Yes, Jimmy's World. He buys planes and fixes them all up so they fly again.
I want to go fly today, but the weather's crazy. It's not raining, it's really overcast. And it's supposed to start raining. So it's like, I'll see what happens later. Just like yesterday, after about 4 o'clock yesterday, it was beautiful. I could have flew there. So I may do the same thing today. What I need to do is sit here and make sure I got all the mats made right for football Monday. I got the ones I need for Monday made.
Mm-hmm.
Because once I take the pictures, Monday night, I'll probably be up to about midnight. I'm trying to try to get them done. Wow,
There you go, Joe.
that is crazy.
Yeah, he got the police out to go over it and check it all out and tell him what he had to do to make it legal.
It's a custom trailer.
Well, it's a motorhome. He's got the steering wheel and
Oh, yeah.
everything is in the cockpit.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I thought that was a trailer, but that's at the bottom. That is freaking crazy. Thank you very much.
Mm.
That's when somebody got too much money and all the time on his hands.
Yeah, there's what it looked like when they bought it.
Wow. You know, actually, if you look at that, that's a shame
Yeah, it is. For it to sit like that, yes, it is.
for who it belonged to. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's worth watching Jimmy's channel. He does a lot of planes.
There's the interior, the actual interior.
Originally, he bought it to try and get it to fly again, but it just was too far gone.
Wow. Oh, shoot, those stairs, Joe Biden would never get up. So they said the guy that shot Trump was out there earlier, flying a drone around, scoping it out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were bound to try and blame it on us somehow.
Yeah. State police and Secret Service didn't have any drones in there, but he had a drone up there.
Mm.
You know, they're gonna come back and say, that's the reason we got to get rid of drones. Why?
Mm.
Crazy people.
I'd take that with a pinch of salt until they can show the drone and provide the flight log.
You're right. But you already know.
TJ.
Where's TJ?
Hey, TJ.
My gosh, they're still
What else have we got in?
they're still filling up
Jody.
the river.
Yep.
I don't know who that is.
It sounds like channel 16.
Kama Shishivu.
They just called in, a ship just called in. It's over in Sarnia, in the port where they load grain and stuff in the bigger ships. And he just called in and wanted to know if they were all on the same frequency, if he could tell them like when he wants to back out of there, you know?
Yeah. That's another thing. You said frequency. That's another thing. They said that all the police agencies were on different frequencies.
Yep.
Looks like whoever it is
There's not a common
Hindu.
No, you know what that tells me? That crazy woman that runs the Secret Service needs to have been fired as soon as the bullet was pulled.
Yep.
The gun was, the trigger was pulled.
Well, she should have never got the job. You know how she got the job? She's buddies
Jill.
with Joe Biden.
Yeah. It's called equity.
Yeah.
No, it shouldn't be equity. It's the best person for the job. You want to screw it up, live with it. That's why the United States, the people of the United States need to open their freaking eyes and see what's going on and get all of them assholes out of office before it's too late. My brother-in-law said something to me, and he was kind of right. If that would have killed Trump, we may have had a civil war.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been inflamed much better or much bigger than what the Democrats want to talk about was the intrusion into Capitol Hill, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, he said that. He said, I guarantee you. He said, I guarantee you, if he would have died, he said, we'd never see the end of it.
All the different flags that they're flying mean something, like they won this race, that race, this race.
Yep.
Well, I just wonder, Joe, if we're ever going to know the whole story.
No, you know we're not. You know we're not.
Nah.
It's kind of like the same thing as the UFO story, you know. More and more people as they get older are coming out and saying, yeah, they witnessed UFOs. I mean, even pilots and they were admonished not to say anything to anybody
Right.
by a government agency.
Yep.
You know, and going along with the conspiracy theory, maybe the aliens have an agreement with governments of the world to keep our mouths shut.
Yep. Could be.
Yeah, I don't know which direction the wind is.
Mhm.
So they'll have to tack if it's not a southerly wind,
Well, that
They'll
wind
have-
looks like it's still.
they'll have
Look on UAV forecast, Paul. It'll tell you.
If you look at that flag, there ain't no wind.
UAV forecast. Here we go. There we go. UAV forecast. It's southeasterly wind at 4 miles an hour.
Yeah, it don't look like it's much.
Nope. It's going to be a slow race unless things switch around.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's another 55 minutes before the leaders tee off yet.
What up?
Hey, how you
EJ.
doing?
Good, y'all selves?
Yeah, we're
Doing
south.
good.
Man, that plane looked pretty cool. That half a plane trailer looking thing.
No, it's a motorhome. They actually set up the cockpit. You sit and you have the regular controls, and you steered it.
Oh, that's cool.
And the video it showed it out there driving it on YouTube, and they were up to 65 miles an hour. Got pulled over by police.
Oh god. Oh my god.
It's got
That sounds
headlights,
fun.
tail lights, brake lights.
What did they pull him over for? Just because were they speeding? Or they weren't speeding, were they?
I don't know. I didn't catch the part whether or not it was licensed on the road.
Oh.
Probably
Well,
didn't
that's
have a
pretty-
license. Probably just testing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they were doing, was test driving it.
That's pretty insane though. It's almost like it almost looked like a mobile Airbnb.
Mm.
Well, the reason it had that point on the front, they said, was it's part of the structure because the nose sticks out so far.
Oh yeah. Is there a race today? A sailboat race?
Yeah. It's the 100th running of the Port Huron to Mackinac sailboat race.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I saw the what is that real estate with the hot air balloon Air Max or something like that?
Remax.
Remax.
Yeah, Remax.
Yeah, when he, there it is right there.
Yeah, no.
I'll go be Saturday traffic channel 11, over.
Oh, man. What's the weather in Michigan today?
Damn thing.
It's hazy, sunny. Right now it's 70 degrees.
I think it's like 80 something here.
More and more coming all the time. I think they got like 200 sailboats or 300 sailboats
Wow, that's a lot.
gonna be in the race. Different sizes, different class, you know.
Yeah.
So what you're seeing now is some of the bigger ones coming up because they're the ones that actually their class is last to leave because they have them cross the starting line in classing.
Oh, did you
That's
just
by
fart?
size, the type of things, like the trimarans have a different class, and you know.
What's the prize for first place?
First
That
place.
picture. Well, I don't get anything but that plaque.
I thought maybe they were like, I don't know, like with cash or something. I thought they normally like
Yeah,
sometimes
wish.
No.
give
I
cash
wish.
for like first.
Well, you think about it, TJ. The owner of these vessels, do they need the money?
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, they probably have trophies and everything else.
Yeah,
It's all bragging rights.
yeah.
Yeah, that's all it comes down to sometimes.
And they got crews on board. They aren't the same family or anything. They've got crews on board, and so there could be 6 or 8 men on each vessel. They have to have a galley and food and all kinds of drinks and everything.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I thought maybe like, I guess cash is always good for like a prize, so that way, I don't know if you wanted to.
Well, TJ, I'm sure you could contact them and tell them you're going to fund it. There you go. You could get on your private plane and fly up to Mackinac and present the big check, you know?
yeah. Like, here's a big giant safe with a whole bunch of cash in it.
They're gonna say, well, TJ, you said you were gonna fund it. No, I said I was coming up there to have fun.
Yeah. I was here to have
What are
fun.
y'all talking about?
Yeah.
All I was doing was having fun.
I was here to have fun, not fund it.
Man, y'all better listen.
I know. Take the mud out of your ears, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, these are some of the bigger boats here now.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Do I look like I got money to fund it? Right?
That's funny.
I want to welcome you to Mackinac Island.
That's funny. That's good stuff. That's funny.
Hey,
I got
Frank,
nothing.
Frank Rizzo is here.
AKA Jody.
Frank Rizzo, hey,
What's up?
Jody was looking for you.
Cody was looking
It's
for.
That's like Philip and his other channel is Flea Flicker.
Mm.
He's actually going to he's heading his way to Georgia to help either a friend or his cousin with something today. So Joe, what's the football first place plaque you got there?
I won that yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that picture right there.
Right.
That's a picture I took last September at one of the games. And
Oh,
what they do,
sweet.
the newspaper takes a picture. They get 3 choices out of the pictures all year to put in for the best picture of the year with all the newspapers in Louisiana,
Oh,
based on the
So
size.
he won for the state of Louisiana.
First place.
nice.
And when I shot that picture, I'm gonna tell you, when I shot that picture and I looked, and I was blessed to shoot that picture. I wasn't even
Yeah,
trying.
it looked like when he, I guess when he came in the end zone for the touchdown, it looks like he had like
Well, it was-
jumped. He had jumped in the air, and you caught the picture right at that exact moment.
Yeah, I'm gonna show it to you. Oh,
Is it just sports photographs or is it any?
well, this is just a sports category.
Right.
That one right there. It's the best sports photo on Division 3.
Oh yeah, that's cool. And he's like, it looks like when he got tackled too, he tackled him like right at the exact moment when he was in the air.
Well, he's got the ball here. The guy's underneath him. He's up in the air, and this guy's got him by the leg. And
Yeah,
he still caught the ball.
that's a cool shot, actually. To be honest, that's a really cool shot.
Well, it was at the end of the game, and what happened? It was at the end of the game, and I was standing there talking to the people from yearbook, and they had just scored a touchdown. This is a 2-point conversion, and I noticed that Nate had gone out into the slot instead of being a running back, and I said,
Mhm.
It's coming across the middle to Nate. About the time they snapped the ball, quarterback took 2 steps back and let it go over the middle. And I was standing there with the camera just on the monopod, and I had it focused on about where they were. And when I turned and I saw Nate jumping in the air for it because it was thrown high, I saw him going up. I just turned the camera and hit the back button to refocus and went. Toot.
Oh, nice.
And I didn't have a chance to look through the viewfinder.
Did you take that with the drone or with a regular camera or?
I took that with a Canon a 7D2 and a 300 millimeter lens.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't have even time to look through the viewfinder to zoom it up to do anything. I just opened the lens up a little bit and just shot in a general direction, knowing I'd get it. And I happened to catch it right as he caught the ball.
Heck yeah, that's pretty awesome.
So, and the best part about it, I was there covering the parents' contracts. It was an out-of-town game, Walker, Louisiana, so we weren't covering the game for the paper.
Oh, okay.
So when I shot that picture and looked at it, I actually shot that picture, and then I shot a second picture. The second picture is him almost on the ground. And I looked at the 2 pictures and said, that's the best one. I grabbed my phone, called my editor, and I said, I have your filler for the paper. He said, what? I said, you got to see this catch Nate made. And he says,
Can you use any kind of lens for any kind of photography? Because Randy was talking about he wants to get into some sports photography, but he needs a new lens.
Well, let me tell you, Randy, if you're going to get into sports, you got to make sure you have at least a 200 millimeter lens, like a 120-200, and you got to make sure it's a 2.8 because you never know where you're going to be and what kind of light you're going to need. You know, and if you have Canon equipment, you can buy a Sigma lens to go with and save about $500. They got a 120, 2.8, 200.
So you just can't you can't use any kind of lens for any kind of photography. It has to be a specific kind of lens.
Well, that's to give you the reach and the speed. You got to have the reach to be able to get close and the speed. If you use a 50 millimeter lens, they're gonna be so small. If you try to zoom in on them, it just ruins your picture. Mm-hmm. So you need I'll put it like this: if you're across the room, I shoot you with a 50 millimeter lens, the picture will be kind of all right. If I put a 70 millimeter lens on there, I can make you look a lot better because I'm getting all the junk out the way, and then I don't have to do anything to the picture. If you're across the field and I'm shooting you with a 50 millimeter lens, you're gonna have half the feel in it. If like that right there was shot at about 140 millimeter.
Yeah, so it has to be like a pretty rapid, when you go to take a picture, it has to be like pretty rapid.
Well, that had nothing to do with rapid. It's just the length of the lens. You want the closeness to be able to pull the people in. You have to have you have to have a high, what they call a f-stop, because your ISO is going to be, that's the way you bring the light into the camera. And like I shoot my ISO at 10,000 ISO, which is real high because it's always so dark out in those places. And then I shoot at 1,000 of a second to freeze it.
Oh, gotcha.
But I got to have a lens that can get me down to 2.8, or I can't do that. And 2.8 is the amount of light that the lens takes in. And I shoot that at 3.2. Just not, if you go all the way, you mess it up a little bit.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you can't take that with a drone lens.
You probably could. You could. Well, it depends on the drone.
Yeah.
It's just, it all depends on the angle of the shot and everything. Because I've taken pictures with a lens with I've taken pictures that should never come out, but it's just I didn't have the lens at the time to shoot what I needed to shoot, and I had to judge that peak moment where that person was going to be in the most optimum spot, like up in the air, where it would freeze for a second and help me. So you can do that, but it's
and a 300mm lens is going to be like a ×7, no, ×14 telephoto, something like that.
Yeah, you gotta have a lens, and then the better the lens, the better.
You'd have to have the Mavic Pro, the Mavic 3 Pro.
Yeah, A7 will shoot. They got lenses out there for that, and they're compact lenses. Yeah, Sony is the beast right now in the market.
2.8 is fast for a 200, 300. Normally they'd be about 3.5 to 4.5, wouldn't they?
Yeah, my 120-300 lens is 2.8, and my 70 to my 120 my 70 to 120 is 2.8, and then I've got another one that's the 120-200 is 2.8. Everything's 2.8. So you never know what I'm going to shoot, where I'm going to shoot. I've got a 1735 and a 1745 or 47. I changed it. I can't remember what it is. 17 something. Might be 35. That's 1.7.
I mean, I've just got the standard EOS lenses, not the fast ones.
And the cameras are good. You get the glass is what makes the pictures.
Yeah.
Gotta have the glass.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be shooting this week with a 5D Mark III with a 70-105 f4. I'll have an f4 with me because I'll be using studio lights, so I won't need anything but the f4. I'll be doing a flash on every one, and I'll be setting that at probably f8.
Yeah, I've got a 35-105 and a 100-300. And they're my two zooms. The rest are all fixed length. I've got
it's all about the lens.
I've got a 5D and 3 10Ds.
Yeah, good camera and good lens makes a difference.
I wonder if you could strap a magnifying glass lens onto the drone.
You probably mess up your drone.
Yeah, probably would.
That light will go in the wrong place and burn your drone.
Yeah. Just put a piece of tape on there somehow, and then just like angle it.
But if you get direct sunlight in it, it just would just.
Oh yeah, true.
Kill the camera.
Yep.
Just get a Mavic and zoom. Mavic 2 Zoom's got optical zoom on it.
So in the Skipper Touchdown Club, which is Mandeville's parents page, I says, big shout out to Nate Shepard for his catch September 15, 23 game against Walker that I was blessed to capture, which was voted best sports photo and all that. And Louisiana Press said, go Skippers. And I got a picture of him sitting out there.
Mhm.
So that's my marketing for the day, to make sure all these parents that know I do the action shots for the year. Now I might pick up 3 or 4 more parents just because of that picture.
Heck yeah, that's pretty cool though.
So you see, because I charge the parents $250 each to take their pictures for the kid all year, and I usually get between 20 and 30 parents. So now I'm hoping to get about 40. Because it doesn't matter if I have 30 or 10 or 5, they're all in the same game. And if they're like I tell them, they'll get individual shots of them by themselves, and then they'll get pictures of them making plays. And I try to make sure that if I've got a defensive back that isn't getting in a play, I follow him a couple of plays where he's guarding somebody, at least to make him at least look an action shot.
Yeah.
And I try to make sure they get 10 to 15 pictures minimum a game.
Yeah, I had to look twice at the picture for a minute there because I thought to me at first it looked like the inside of a basketball stadium. I was like, no, I think that's more like a football stadium than a basketball.
That was one of them. Now I'll tell you what, let me tell you another thing about that. If that would have been at Mandeville High School, the picture probably would have sucked.
Yeah.
Because the difference in the lighting.
Right.
This stadium here had has LED and high res lighting, where I think I shoot Walker at, instead of 10,000 of a second, I think I could shoot them at 8,000 of a second with the ISO, 8,000 ISO. I still shoot 10,000 shutter, but my ISO I could drop it back to 8,000. Where in Mandeville,
okay.
if I'm in that end zone in Mandeville, 10,000 is dark, and I may be able to save it, but I may not be able to.
Yeah.
I try to avoid that end zone if I can.
Right. That's pretty cool though.
It was cool because I was joking with my editor last year when I called him, I said, I got the picture for your filler because they got a filler picture they got to put in every week of something else. And he said, what is it? I said, it's Nate catching the thing. I'll give it to you as soon as I get home. I sent it to him. He said, yeah, stuck it in real quick. So that made it eligible because it got printed, made it eligible for the picture of the year. If it didn't get in the paper, it would never have a chance. And he called me and he said, I think you won this year. And this was when I sent it to him, the 16th of September. I said, yeah, this one should win. I said, if it doesn't win, I quit. So when he sent it to me yesterday, he said, fresh off the presses like this, he said, congratulations, I guess you're not quitting.
That's pretty sweet. Heck yeah.
But the year before I had a picture, I'd say 90% as good as that one, came in 3rd place. And it didn't make sense because I thought that was a winner.
So you sent him that one that you took right there, and he was like, man, this is definitely a winner right here.
Yeah, and you see, that's the same thing that happened last year when I sent the other picture. I had 2 other editors call me and say, you probably got picture of the year. And then it comes in 3rd place. And this one, everybody said the same thing. This one should be picture. Yes. I said, what the difference in the other one was just 2 people up in there fighting for a ball. This is the guy the guy holding him underneath, I think was what did it.
That's cool though.
Plus he's a prominent player. He's going to the NFL. I'm going to let you know. He will be in the NFL in 5 years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, his brother Will Shepard is going to be in the NFL next year, and in about 5 years, Nate Shepard will be in the NFL.
Heck yeah.
They're that good. Because you could see the difference in players and levels,
Yeah.
and he's at a whole new level.
I mean, like I don't follow sports too much, but I don't know. It's like I don't know. But yeah, that's a cool shot though. It looks like number 20 is like doing like the safe things. Like he's safe, like they do in baseball.
Yeah.
Uh,
But I didn't even know if he caught it right away. I shot the picture, and then, like I said, I took a second picture almost before he hit the ground. And then I looked up and I seen the official raise his arm, say good. And I said, "Oh, geez." And the two girls from yearbook were standing right there, and one of the guys. And I looked down at the picture, and one of them looked at me and said, "Did you get that shot?" I said, "Yeah, look." Like that, and they said, "You weren't even looking at the play, and you got the shot." I said, when you do it for 50 years, that's why.
So you're just like kind of
50
looking, and you just like hit the button, and you didn't even.
It was like I was doing this. I was looking this way, the camera here. I looked and I saw where Nate was, and I went, and I hit the back button just to make sure I was focused on that area. And then
Right.
I watched the quarterback, and the quarterback went back. And when he did that, I just took the camera, and I turned it, and I seen Nate going across and going up, and I went,
Nice.
that's what it was. I didn't even look through it.
That's pretty awesome. That's some
was-
good skill right there.
50 years.
Nice.
But I tell you what,
And you
I've
really
missed
have
shots
to
like
look.
that too.
You really have to look at it because you can't even tell like if he's just kind of like where the ball is because it's kind of like blended in like with the guy holding the
here.
ball. Yeah, he's got it like right there. Yeah.
But Paul, you see what I was telling you? It went on a blind deal, and it went to Mississippi, where
yeah.
state of Louisiana people couldn't pick on their friends. So when the state of Mississippi picked it, they did pick the best picture.
There you go. Well, yeah, because they're all buddies.
Yeah. And that's the way it should be. Do a blind picture, a blind vote, you know? I got to see, he was supposed to send me the list of all the pictures because it's Division III best picture, but then I guess that's where it stayed because usually they'll give you the total best picture of all the papers too. But it may not have done it.
Randy.
They're getting some bigger boats here now.
You know, so,
Yeah, if it wins the best picture of a division, it should go into the overall best picture then.
yeah.
Randy said that he was taking photos when they used gunpowder or for a flash.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was a while back.
Yeah, when I started playing,
Yeah.
It was by candlelight, wasn't it?
yeah.
That's
What
like
are you talking about?
candlelight.
What are you talking about? We drew it. With
Yeah,
pencil and paper.
Joe would stand on the sideline and say, "Okay, everybody, hold it, freeze." And they'd take it.
When I started, it was pencil and paper. What are you talking about?
Yeah, there you go.
Glass plates
Yeah,
and
I've seen a lot of changes, I tell you.
glass plates and expose them with a piece of cardboard.
Yep. I've seen a lot of differences. Yep. It's just all it does is just validation. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And that's how I look at it. Because years ago, I was trying to decide whether I wanted to keep doing pictures. This was back in 2020. Yeah, 2020. I was trying to right around COVID time because I was making money, but I wasn't making a lot of money. I was trying to decide what I really wanted to do. But I wanted to stop, because I had just got a settlement and everything else with when I got hurt at Pizza Hut. And I said, well, the settlement's not going to last me. So I've got to work. How am I going to do this? And it was so much easier staying out the house, doing the stuff in the house. Hey, Jonathan, what's up?
Jonathan.
Jonathan,
So what wound up happening was it was Christmas time. I was walking into Walmart, and as I walked in, a little guy walks next to me and walks right by me. I look over and it's Arthur Hardy. And Arthur Hardy is the Arthur Hardy's Mardi Gras guide, official Mardi Gras guide every year. And I had never met the guy, but I had sent him pictures, Mardi Gras pictures. So he went somewhere, I had to do something. As I'm walking out, I see him walking out in the parking lot. So I chased him down. I ran over to him and he turned around and I introduced myself and handed him one of my business cards. And I said, I'd like to get with you. I said, because I've been doing Mardi Gras for years and I'd love to show you some of the pictures. And I said, I've sent you some. He says, I'll be honest with you. He said, I don't look through them all. I've got people that do that. He said, I haven't seen any. And I said, well, I understand. I know you're the man, like this. I said, I wouldn't look at everything too if I had that much work. And he said, let me get through the Mardi Gras guide this year and I'll give you a call. And we're standing by his car and he says, I'll give you a call. He says, I'd love to see your work. And I had told him the story. I said, I was looking in it last year. And when I opened the picture and I saw these pictures, a couple pictures for the Zulu parade and that, I said, where do you get my pictures from? And I said, it was John Snell, one of the local photographers. And we stand next to each other, shooting about the same type of pictures. So that's why I thought it was one of mine. And he started laughing and he said, hold on a minute. He reached in the car, handed me two of the Mardi Gras guides. Now these things are $6 a piece. Hands me two and he says, I'll definitely get with you, Joe. Like this is because I want to see your pictures. So about a month and a half, 2 months later, right after they come out, they get Mardi Gras over with. He gives me a call. He says, can you meet me in the morning? And I said, I'll send you a link. He said, I won't be able to get to it till after Mardi Gras. I said, okay. So he said, can I see you in the morning? I said, sure. Met me at 6:30 in the morning at PJ's Coffee. That's the kind of person he is. Early bird. So we're sitting over at PJ's Coffee and he sits there and I got my laptop and I got pictures scrolling on the laptop. And he says, yeah, I really like these. He said, and I gave him a disc with pictures on it. He says, I'll get back with you. I want to look at them real good. He calls me about a week later and he says, okay, I want to do a feature. I want to do a feature of you. So I had a 2-page feature in the 2021 Mardi Gras guide. And when that came out, when he sent me the proof of that, Nick was sitting on the sofa and I was looking at it and Nick looked over at me and he says, are you tearing up? I said, yeah, I am. He said, what's going on? And I showed him and he said,
Hey, pick up the phone. Your boy Nick's on.
see, every time I say his name, Nick. I'll be right back. Again, I said Nick just now to somebody on a live stream and you call me.
That's funny.
His ears must have been burning.
He's probably watching the YouTube stream.
Probably. So Joe must do he probably does parades too, like Mardi Gras parades.
Yeah, he does.
That's pretty cool.
He does all the sports for the high school.
Yeah.
Is boys basketball, girls basketball, baseball, football.
Anything to do with balls.
Doesn't do golf though. I don't know whether
Yeah.
they've got. I don't know whether they've got a golf team.
That'd be cool if he did golf. and get a shot of
Mm.
like the guy like hitting the ball as it's in the air.
I think there's some good.
That's called an air ball.
Air ball, air ball. uh,
When you swing at the ball and miss it altogether, it's called a fresh air ball.
yeah.
Oh, it's raining.
The downbound ship.
It's raining at the Open in Scotland today.
Downbound salty.
Oh, there it is. Send the Avada through there. Shoo.
They're on the third day of the Open and they've had 3 completely different days of weather.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet, Randy.
Well, I don't know how much chasing you would get done because what's the speed of a golf ball, you know?
Yeah.
You know, probably what, 150 miles an hour?
180 to 200 miles an hour.
There you go.
uh,
So when you say you want to chase a golf ball, not going to happen.
Hey, at next year's drone meetup, Randy, if you want, I plan on bringing my potato gun. I'll shoot the potato can, and you could chase the potato with your FPV drone.
Yeah. The speed of the
Paul doesn't fly FPV.
No.
the speed of the head of the driver when they hit it, the pros, it's usually going around about 150 miles an hour.
Yeah, and then the impact, of course, drives it.
Yeah. The speed of the head of my driver when I hit it is usually about 95.
Warren!
Mm.
What's up, Lance?
Hi, Lance.
Lance, doing the Avada dance.
That's pretty good. That's
He's
good.
the Avada dancer.
Lance will be doing exactly what I'm doing, sat in front of the telly watching the golf.
Warren, I haven't had my Karma drones in God knows how long. I sold them to a buddy of mine, and that when they were all broken, and he just used all the parts that I sold him to make his own. So he's got like 4 or 5 Karma drones with him.
Well, that's a case of he's depending upon his karma.
Yeah.
You got good karmas and bad karmas, you know?
Yeah.
Once you hit a tree, it turns from good to bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that the same guy that turned up to last year's Florida meetup with you karmas?
Yeah.
Yeah, he lives here, but he doesn't. I don't think he lives too far from me.
Mm.
Well,
that's pretty specific.
Yes, Warren, he's still my friend, even though we don't like. I see him. I see him on Facebook, but like we don't really hang out as much anymore. But yeah, we're still friends. I think Warren's going to be on on Scott's show soon, so we'll all get to see Warren pretty soon.
Warren was on somebody's show the other day, I think.
Oh, huh.
Rodney Bell this morning had a few people.
Yeah. I tried to watch it, but my eyes kept getting heavy, so I was like, I'm just gonna take a little mid-morning nap. Yeah, Warren, it was pretty sad because that could have been a really good drone, but it actually, as the term that they use, got thrown under the bus.
Mm.
I wish I would have still had mine. That thing's loud as anything.
Warren, you want to get one of the drones I've got as a curiosity?
I'm sure you could probably still you could probably find one maybe on eBay or something. I'm sure people still have them.
Yeah, I've got a DJI F550 hexacopter.
Oh, there you go. I mean, the only thing I have is I have the GoPro Hero 4 or 5, and then I just have the gimbal stick. That's all I have in the way of GoPro.
Mm.
What's Lance talking about? He found the dog yesterday. Was he missing one of his dogs, or?
Oh no, he went to look after they're looking after a blind dog for somebody, and his wife went to the shops or something, and he was supposed to keep an eye on the dog, and he left the door open, and all of a sudden he realized the dog wasn't there anymore, so he had to go looking for it.
Oh, so the dog is blind?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not really sure, Warren. That'd be something to look up or Google or whatever. Yeah, Dusty's probably right about that. War years, yeah.
War years.
War years. That thing is years old. War years.
Another stranger.
Well, gang, I think I'm going to call it.
All right, what you doing today, Paul?
Just hanging. Because all the boats are out of the channel now, and they're going to be heading out to the lakes. And as you can see, we're getting down to the last of the big ones.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Okay, everybody. Hey, thanks for being here. We'll see all of you again later today.